Hi, my name is Elena, and I'm the founder and CEO of Kick Consulting. This is an opening for the webinar we ran with Tal, who is a solutions engineer at Monday.com, to showcase the Monday.com CRM solution and how to optimize your team with that solution. The start of the webinar got cut off a little bit, so I'm introducing myself and Tal here. Enjoy the webinar, and I hope you find it useful.
We became official Monday partner in March 2012, which has been my goal for the last couple of years. Very exciting. We are based what we call a head office, which is myself, in New South Wales, Australia. And what Kick Consulting specializes is we're experts in business automation and technology integrations and Monday.com consulting and training. We are specialized in Monday.com, call ourselves an experts. As you can see, there is a picture. This is one of our standard meetings, which we'll need to take at the end of the webinar. So please prepare a cup of tea or a piece of food. I started a tradition this year of bringing food into meetings, and Kaya and some of our Monday friends decided to create a channel called Food, which I believe is now popular within Sydney office and Monday, where we take photos of us having food in the meetings. So that's a little bit about the Kick. This is something very exciting for everyone. Because you joined today, we're giving you a double discount, 10% of new licenses and 10% of Kick services. Something even more exciting is you'll get access to those CRM templates and CRM solution as well after the webinar. There is a feedback form where you can indicate that you're interested in those templates or the discounts, or you can contact myself. I'll explain that at the end, towards the end. Okay. So for those of you that are not familiar with Monday.com, I will give you a quick overview. I will try to keep it nice and short, and then we'll jump into CRM, okay? So what is Monday.com? Monday.com is a work operating system, and its goals, or our goals, because we're all one big team, is to provide technology or a platform that gives tools to its customers to be successful at managing their projects, at automating the workflows, and help foster more collaborative environment. Essentially, at the highest level, that's what Monday does, and Monday does best. It has done that to 152,000 customers globally now. Monday wants to make every team more efficient, work together and collaborate, and most importantly, give insights to you as a business owner, manager, leader into operations at your organization. And how does Monday do that? It's pretty simple, actually. It makes it very user-friendly for everyone. It developed multiple blocks. You can see there's columns, docs, forums, widgets, and those different blocks allow you to shape the projects, automate workflows, and help everyone understand what's going on. Essentially, Tal, Eliza, close your ears. Think of Monday as a database that had a baby with a spreadsheet that has superpowers and lots of automations. It is essentially one of my most favorite tools, and I get excited about it every day. So it's pretty awesome to wake up and know you love doing something, and you do that every day. So, but all of this will come to life and you will understand when Tal does her demo as well. Okay. It may feel like, and a lot of those companies you've seen around, they feel like they're built for techie companies or IT companies. With Monday, this is just a quick slide to show you different use cases. There are partners like us who build solutions for different customers. So we've got accounting, real estate, manufacturing, but there's also many departments that benefit from it, whether that's finance, professional services, operations. So Monday covers every industry you can think of. Very quick slide on background of Monday, founded in 2014. As you can see, they have offices everywhere, including Sydney as of a couple of years ago. They now have, I think, 1,100 people globally. And last year they IPO'd on NASDAQ, which is fantastic news for every customer, because there's more investment, there is better products, better solutions coming. And I won't lie to you, Monday has given excitement to everyone at least once a week. Once every couple of weeks, you come out with new features, new products to test, which is really cool. So this is just a screenshot of all the customers. You've seen these slides from many other providers, lots of big names. And this is something, the feedback from one of our main customers as well. It's important to see that there are real people and real people are benefiting from it. If you're interested in more success stories, we'll share links in the feedback forum, as well as you can contact me. Monday does incredible things for everyone. And that's a wrap on Monday overview. Here is the main event, the Monday CRM solution. How did this come about? So Monday is a completely customizable platform. So you can do, I think one of the most common phrases, and Kai and Ebony will laugh because I say it all the time, Monday can do anything. Whatever you can think of, Monday can do. It just depends how much time you want to invest in it. What Monday has done is they came up with, they've serviced hundreds and thousands CRM clients, sales teams, and other teams. And they came up with the most common pain points that the teams experience and said, okay, why don't we create a solution that will help jumpstart the teams and the salespeople, sales managers, sales leaders, so they can take something and go, okay, we just need small customization and get going with that. So there's the 4 main pain points. I'll jump through them very quickly because really we all just want to see Tal's demo because it's pretty awesome. So optimizing teams' performance, which is team monitoring and coaching. As a leader and owner of the business, manager, we all strive for continuous learning and development, being able to measure and track and generate data and get access to data and insight. Without any system, it's very, very hard. Spreadsheets don't cut it because it's all manual. Statistically, there's 60% of sales managers who don't have performance insights, and only 34 have intelligent forecasting, which means that most of us are operating absolutely blindly. And that's not the way to optimize, particularly in the current economic environment, where every dollar you spend, every person you hire is important, and Monday will make you successful at it. The second point is aligning departments and leadership and teams. And most important one here is sales and marketing. So they traditionally, if you think about it, they should be working together, right? Sales gathers the data and does face-to-face communications, where marketing provides resources and empowers the sales team. So marketing should know where to focus the efforts, their marketing efforts, marketing dollars, to give your sales team superpowers. Most of the CRMs don't link those two together. Monday CRM does. It covers your pipeline management, so your pre-sale and sale. It covers post-sale management, where you do contracts and collections and money coming into the door, and the operation side, which is your base. The third one is wasting time on manual repetitive work. I don't even need to talk here very much because we all experienced it. The manual spreadsheet entering, 40%, statistically 40% of workers spend quarter of their work week on repetitive tasks, which is, if you put it in dollars, is a very high number. So Monday CRM improves time management and helps your sales team understand their clients deeper and spend their time where it's most valuable. And the last one is the failed CRM adoption attempts, which most 70% of CRM projects fail because the CRM is either overcomplicated, and you probably, if you've ever touched a CRM, you would really align with this one. They're either overcomplicated or there is a huge push on adoption, pushback on adoption. So this is something Monday has tackled, and we also here as a partner to help with those change management projects. Am I going slow or fast enough for everyone? Do you need me to elaborate on anything? I didn't mention, if you guys have any questions, please pop it into comments, and Kaya and Ebony will be able to answer those and collect. We have Q&A at the very end, so we will answer some questions, and whatever we don't answer, we'll communicate via email. Okay. So this is something to show you the 3 different pillars, the CRM, Monday CRM solution brought together. I won't go into more detail because all of this will come to live, as I mentioned, when Tal does the presentation and live demo. Some of the really cool parts that I want to highlight your attention is the leads can come from anywhere. Monday has forms and different integrations that come from either Facebook ads or Facebook campaigns or forms from your website. So it integrates with everything. The post-sales process, as you can see, has collection and tracking because, as you know, you can make a sale, but until the money comes into the door, it doesn't really matter. So it has tracking of all that financial, as well as supporting the base, which is operations. Team onboarding is a big one. As you know, trying to onboard a team is difficult, but also making sure everyone has the right training and everything the same is difficult. So it covers all the 3 pillars, the pre and post, as well as the base of the operations. Monday integrates with all the tools you already use. And one of the previous slides where I was showing different modules, it integrates, I don't even know, Tal, maybe you know off the top of your heads how many apps and softwares Monday integrate with. It's so many.
It keeps on growing, so I don't think it's possible to actually keep track on the number. It keeps on changing.
And whatever Monday doesn't integrate natively, so there's 3 layers. There's Monday native integrations, which you have, Gmail, HubSpot. Most of them are covered. Whatever is not covered, there are third-party integration softwares like Zapier and Make, if you may have heard of those. They allow to integrate further and deeper. And if you dreamt up something incredible, then you can go and build a custom integration, which we also can help with. So possibilities are endless. And very quick slide on what do you get after this webinar. You get the CRM solution with templates and dashboards and automations. You also have some sample data to show you the general flow of the CRM, as well as there's built-in quotes and invoicing and email tracking, duplicate management of duplicate. So there's a lot which Tal will go over, and then after the webinar, we will be able to also help you understand it a bit better if you would like any help. Okay. This is just a quick overview. I won't go through it, but it's a quick overview of the workflow that one of those boards and templates manages. And woohoo, we are off to the main event, the main part of the webinar. I'll stop sharing my screen, Tal.
Yeah, thank you. So hi, everyone. It's really nice to meet you. I'm Tal. I'm the pre-sales engineer at Monday.com. I will go ahead and share my screen. We are all here today to actually see the product. So we all want to see the CRM in action. Hey, everyone in the chat. So as Elena said, we will have some time at the end for Q&A. I know since there's quite a lot of people here, it's going to be a bit problematic to actually do pauses and allow questions in the middle, because then we won't possibly finish on time. So we do have some time left at the end for Q&A, so don't worry. If you have a question, then please write it in the chat. And do let me know that you are able to see my screen, please. Great, thanks, Elena. So before I dive into the actual product and the actual solution, I want to cover the basics first. Okay, I want everyone to talk the same terms. So let's understand a bit what is Monday first and how do we actually use the terms and the structure that we have in Monday. So as you can see, Monday is built out by this left panel where you can see all the data that you have. But more importantly, you can see that we have different levels of information. So the top one is the workspace. The workspace can be used to, for example, separate different departments in the organization. For example, the HR, the sales, marketing, etc. Because we have different teams working in each and every department, we can also create folders. So folders will look like this. So the CRM, post-sales, sales operations, these are all folders. And this will help us organize the information that we have in a better way to actually indicate which teams need to work with which folders and which boards. And that leads me to the next structure that we have, which is the boards and the dashboards. Now, the boards can basically be whatever they need to be in your eyes, right? So you have a need for a board to be leads, it will be leads. If you need it to be people, for example, contacts, then it will be contacts. And the reason I say it is because, as Elena explained, Monday is so flexible that it will actually adjust to your own needs. So you get a building blocks, right? Multiple building blocks, and you can create the use case, the workflow, basically whatever you need according to how you are accustomed to work. Okay, so that means, for example, our boards will look pretty much the same when it comes to the building blocks we use for them. So as you can see, we have different groups here, right? So new leads is a group, qualified leads is a group, and these can all be modified. I can change the name, I can change the color, and I can even change the order in which I want these groups to appear. Not only that, this doesn't have to necessarily reflect the status, right? So new lead or qualified is the status, but this can also reflect different people or different time. For example, it can be a monthly base or quarterly based. It all depends on what are you using this board for. And then you can create the groups to actually make sense to the entire board. One last thing before we actually dive into the boards is the dashboards. And we will be able to see, we have a lot of dashboards to show at the end. The dashboards are actually what helps me gather all the information that I see in my CRM, right? And actually put that into one source of truth for me to see as a manager, as a C-level, even as a team leader, right? I want to see what my team is up to. I want to see how do I get all the financial report in one place. I want to understand all the leads that we are currently working on, all the opportunities. I want to see how do I manage my team members, right? Do I currently need to add more team members? And this will actually help me understand better how to make smarter decisions, because all the information that you will see in your reports is live information streaming from these boards. That means that you don't need to spend a lot of time, going into meetings and sync with people just to get the most updated information you can get. You have all the information streaming live into your dashboard. So whenever you open a report, you know that the information that you're currently seeing is up to date. So I hope the structure was clear. We have workspaces, folders, and then we have boards and dashboards. Now let's dive into the more exciting part, which is the actual flow of our CRM. So of course, we start our flow with leads. Now, as Elena said, the leads can be populated in different ways. You can either manually add these leads, or you can either submit a form, which we offer out of the box, but you can also integrate it with an external app, for example, Facebook ads, so you can gather the leads directly from Facebook into Monday. I will say that if it's relevant for any of you, you can also import a file, for example, an Excel file to contain all of this information, and then host it in Monday to actually continue the flow. But let's quickly go over how the actual form looks like. So the form is actually a view that we offer out of the box, and you can add it very easily by simply clicking on this plus sign and select the view that you would like to add. That means it doesn't involve any code from your end, doesn't require you to be tech savvy. It will automatically take the information that you have here in this table. So as you can see, we have the same column, and it will populate it into a form. And then you can decide what is relevant to keep in the form and what is hidden for the end user, right? You can also set out some fields to be mandatory. It will be marked with this red mark. And of course, you can decide to either add new questions directly from here. You can also have conditional questions. That means that if, for example, someone selected here that they are VP, then I will have a follow-up question that will only appear when someone selected VP. So the form is very straightforward. You can also, of course, design it with your own colors, your own logo. You can change the font, etc. So this is very flexible. And one thing about a form that I think is very easy for people to actually start working with is the fact that this gives out a point for people to actually reach out and have a contact, and it does not require someone to be a Monday user to reach out using this form. So you can have a public form, right, which you can share externally, and you can give it to anyone, right, without even them having access to the board or to your Monday account. They can fill in this form, and once they click on submit, this record will be inserted as an item into your board, right? So that way you can get a lead, you can get a feedback, you can get a lot of information without actually exposing any content from your account to these people that are external to your company. You can also, of course, share it internally, and you can also force someone to log into their Monday account before they actually submit this form. And now let's actually work on what it is that we're looking at when we talk about leads. So whichever way we chose to actually put these leads into Monday, I just wanted to show you that we have some very smart indicators here to help us understand how to organize the information that we see, how to reach out to these leads, and how to be prepared beforehand, before we actually dive in and contact these people. So as you can see, I intentionally created multiple items under my name with my information. And I wanted you to see that we have a smart indicator to actually gather the information, the name, the company, and the email address, and give you the indicator whether it is an existing account, a new account, or a duplicated lead. Now, this is being generated automatically. Whenever a new lead is being populated, the system will actually check whether the company is an account that you already have. And let me just show you quickly, we do have an account board to actually contain that information. So we cross that information, we look up that information, and if we don't see that the company exists, then this is a new company and this is a new lead. However, if I do see that the company exists, right, but of course, under a different person, we have different contacts for the same companies, then it will indicate as existing account. Now, if I put in the exact same information, as you can see, my name and my email address, and I'm also from the same company, then the system will indicate for me that this is a duplicated lead. That means I don't need to spend the time working on these manually one by one. I have the indication to actually show me, wait, this is a duplicated lead, don't handle this twice. Now, I will say that if this is not something that you wish to manage manually, you can simply go here into our settings, more actions, and click on manage duplicates. The system have a really amazing out-of-the-box handle of these duplicates. You can select in which column do you prefer to actually manage these duplicates. For example, is it enough for you that they have the same name or the same company, or you prefer something more unique, like the same email? And if you do that, then it will automatically search for all the same contacts that have the same email, right? And it will allow you to then merge these records, right, that are duplicates, and then set out only one record that contains all the information that you need for the lead, and use only that one record instead of having multiple duplicates. Great. I will move forward. I hope that's very clear. If not, please reach out in the chat. We also have, of course, the status, which actually reflects the stage Okay, so the stage can be anything you prefer it to be. This is what comes out of the box, like a suggested way that Monday offers to use the CRM, but everything here is customizable. Like the titles, the groups, the columns, everything can be changed and adjusted to your own terms, right? So even by simply clicking here, you can see that I can edit the labels, I can change these titles, I can change the order, and even I can change the color. So whichever steps you feel are right for you, this is not on point, you can change this and actually write down the stages that reflect your own flow more accurately. Now we also have the lead-in score, and this will actually help you navigate all of these leads and understand how to prioritize different leads over, the ones that are scoring less. Now that means we have a scaling of 1 to 5, right? And also it will color the ones that are more in high priority in green. Now this is being calculated automatically based on the following information: the title and role of the person who actually reached out. It has 50% of the weight in this lead-in score. We also have the actual employee amount, right? So how big is the company that has reached out? And of course, the actual licenses that are required. Now, this will all be calculated into a number between 1 to 5. Of course, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. As you can see, we have here a high priority lead because we have a C-level, a sales director reaching out. I assume also from quite a big company. It requires 250 users. So that will be in higher priority versus this one that I created, which is just a team member, requires 20 licenses. Now, this will help you actually prioritize the amount of leads that you're getting and understand who it is that you need to reach out first, right? Because at some point, this is not going to look like, 5 new leads, sorry. You're going to get a lot of leads, hopefully. I hope for you guys. And it will become very difficult to actually screen these, right? So this is why we created all of these automatic ways to help you navigate through all of these leads. And this is why the indicator is here. So you won't waste any time working on duplicated leads. And you will know how to prioritize like the big opportunities and the hot leads versus things that has less priority. Now, again, I will say that all of this is a recommendation, and eventually you can work with whichever way that suits you and that you feel comfortable with. Now, I will say that we also have more information that we can gather, right? And then base automations on. So for example, if we have different teams working on different regions, then by simply assigning regions to these leads, we can also automatically assign their owners. So the reps that are working on these leads will be automatically assigned whenever the specific lead is coming from their region. So that's basically the core of the starting point when we talk about the flow. Now, I would like to spend 1 more minute about the leads dashboard. So it's very nice to see all the information spread out like this, but I think that when we want to get the overall picture, we need to talk about a bit about numbers, right? And we want to understand, how many of these leads are actually qualified, right? So we can see these numbers instead of scrolling down all of these different tables and different items. We can see the overall picture right here. You can also see the leads per regions, per status, right? So for example, if we talk about EMEA, we can see that we have a lot of leads coming from EMEA. And if this will all be qualified, then I need to understand if maybe this region is a very involved region and I might need to hire more people, right, from my team to work in this specific region so I can actually make decisions based on this information. I can also see who are the people that reach us the most, what is their role. And we can see that we have a lot of managers reaching out, but not a lot of VPs, obviously, that will make sense. So everything will be right here. And of course, you can add more information that you wish to. We have a very rich widget center that by simply clicking on the specific widget, you can add the relevant information. There's a lot of widgets here. couldn't possibly cover this even if I talk for a week. So I'm not gonna go all entirely on all of this, but we will see more dashboards and more widgets when we move forward. Now, I just wanted to say that when it comes to widgets, as I said, all the information is live, meaning that I can slice and dice the information and actually see the content that is relevant for this type of information. And we will see that when we go through all of our dashboards. Now, how do I actually move forward when we talk about a lead? How do I actually move forward? How do I convert a lead to an opportunity, right? So we have automations to actually do that for you based on the status. Okay, so let me just click on an existing lead. And as you can see, we have different stages for this lead, right? So we have the basic that starts as a new lead. We also have a discovery call. We have a contact at, which means we reached out, hopefully not on hold. We also have an open lead, a hot lead indication, and closed. And of course, from here, we can also disqualify or qualify the lead. Now, in this specific view, which again, I only clicked on this specific lead, clicked on open, and this is the view that I got. And I can see that I have all the contact information right here, right? And again, all of this is live, so I can simply change it directly from here. Okay, everything is live. I can see the company information. As I said, this has an indicator of existing account. That means that I already have this account in my accounts board, and this will get the information from me about the company, right? So I can see the overall picture of the company, I can see tweaks, and I can also see the account right here connected. So this is an existing client. I can see the industry, I can have comments here, I can see the location, etc. So basically all the information I need to see to understand the lead better is right here. I don't need to go into any other boards. I don't need to dive in any further. All the information I need about this specific lead is right here. I can also actually create an activity directly from this view. So that means that I can send out an email. I can sync with either Gmail or Outlook, and I can send out a new email to JD Gross directly from here. I can also add an activity. Let's say I did call that person and I want to add a call summary. Then by simply doing that, I can simply click here and add all the information, right? So this is the date and the time, and I can add a template to actually host the basic information, or I can just click here and let my manager know that I had, a call with Jaden about this specific lead. I can also click on mention and actually select the relevant person that I want to notify about this call. And I will say that all of these activities will be not only inputted into here, not only into the emails and activity here, but will also automatically insert a new record for me in my activities board. That means that every call I have with a lead, every meeting I have with a lead will be automatically inputted into the activities board, so you can keep track on all of your activities from one place, right? So you can get a better picture of all the activities you had, or all the activities your team members have had with these leads. Instead of going one by one and look for these activities, it will also be documented here in the activities board. Now, how do we actually move forward? We do have an automation center, very rich automation center, to actually help you navigate all of this process forward. So whenever a lead, for example, this status, whenever a lead changes to qualified, right, that means it's not only moving automatically to the qualified leads, it also creates the relevant information for me in other boards, right? So for example, it will automatically create a new contact for me, for this person, in my contacts board. If this is a new account, it will also create an account for me in my accounts board. And most importantly, whenever this is qualified, it will automatically create an opportunity for me. So all of these automatically created items will be linked, of course, to the lead. So if I go into contacts or accounts or opportunities, I can still have the source telling me where did it came from, right? What was the lead that actually created this? Now, before I actually do that, I want to show you the automation center that we have. So the point here is basically to save up all the manual work that you're doing currently, right? Moving items, changing statuses, creating items manually. All of this can be done automatically by using our Automation Center. Now, if I go into our Automation Center, you can see that we have a lot of automations out of the box to select and work with. It can be either something that you want to notify or create an item automatically, or even a specific recipe that says that whenever a due date arrives, just remind me, right? Remind me one day before my due date has arrived, or remind the manager one day before the due date has arrived. Now, if this is not something that you feel that suits your needs, you can always create your own by clicking on the Customize Automation. And the only thing you need to do in order to actually create an automation, again, does not require any code from your end. Does not require you to be tech savvy or, understand how this technology works. It only requires you to actually understand what it is that you want to do. What is the trigger and what is the action? So what we do is when we click on these, right, we actually get all the out of the box triggers. We can click on more options to see more because we have a lot, but let's go with a basic. So for example, when a status changes, right, and let's say that I want whenever the status changes to a hot lead, okay, then I want to notify something because this is important. I want to send out an email. I want to notify someone. Then I can either send an email or click on notify. Now the notify will also send out an email, right? But it will also notify to Monday users across different platforms. Okay, so for example, this web portal does have notifications, and I will once I close this, I will be able to show that. So it not only notifies via email, it will notify here as well, and it will also notify in the mobile app. So when you're on the go, working with your mobile, or even just driving to the office, you can still work and still get notified on important information. It will be a push notification if you didn't block the app. It will be push notification sending out the information that you actually click and select here. So I can actually decide what the message will contain. And that's important because I can populate information from the actual lead, right? From the actual board that I have into this email. So the person won't just get an email saying, hey, new lead, goodbye, because that will be useless. We want to actually give out the most of the information so the person that gets it will understand what we're talking about and will understand what to do next, right? So we can say, hey, team member, for example, and then we can give out the information, right? So we can have the company name, we can give the lead's information, the phone number, the name. We can dive into actually the employees amount or the license that the amount of licenses that they need to actually make sure that they understand why we're sending this email. Why is it a hot lead, right? And basically by simply clicking this, of course, this will be generated automatically. So that's very easy to use and very easy to create. And you can add more conditions by simply clicking on the plus sign, or add more actions by simply clicking on this plus sign, or of course, delete it and add another one. So that's very easy to use and very easy to customize. And again, does not require you to know any programming, to have any programming skills, which of course is very, something that not everyone is the type to actually get around that, because most of the things that we want to do on our daily basis is be more efficient and save us time and automate whatever we can, right? And the most important thing to understand when you do that is that the only thing you need to do is know what it is that you want to save time on, right? What it is that you want to create. And understanding that flow will actually help you create all of this flow automatically, and will help you to actually let the system do this for you. This is why we're here. So whenever, as I mentioned, whenever a status changes to qualified, right, then it will automatically create a contact, create an opportunity. And if this is not an existing account, it will also create an account. Now let's see how our opportunities board looks like, right? So I switched over to the opportunities board. And as you can see, we have a lot of information here. We have different groups. We have the working pipeline. We have the closed one. Unfortunately, we also have the closed lost. But I wanted you to see that all the information that I just mentioned is automatically linked here. You can see that I have an account that is linked in my opportunity. I also have the contacts for this account and for this opportunity. And I also have the rep name. So I also have the person that is currently in my team working on this opportunity. Now I get all the information directly from the board that that created it, so the lead. And I just wanted to show you how important the information that we have here, because this is basically where your team is going to work, right? This is where they're going to work on all of their opportunities. And this needs to be the place where they get all the information they need. You don't want them to go over different boards or different softwares. They want to see everything in one place. Now, this is where we can see this stage, and we can also actually measure how long do we have this deal open? How long is this opportunity waiting for someone to actually close it? And not only that, we can actually reflect how long is it been on a specific stage, right? So how long has this been in discovery and how long has this been in negotiation? So whenever I change the status and I move the stage forward or backwards, then the stage length will also change accordingly. Now, according to these stages, right, that again can be totally customizable for your own needs, basically moving the process forward will also change the close probability. As far away as you are, as progress that you make, it will, of course, push the close probability forward because you're getting closer to closing the deal, okay? So as you can see, the discovery is quite at the beginning. I only have 50% close probability versus the negotiation that has 60%. Now you can also see the forecast value, right? And of course, the expected closing date. Now, again, I'm just reminding the closing date is not the actual close date. We have a different column to actually specify the close date. And this will be timestamped automatically whenever you mark the stage as closed one. The system will host the timestamp of the actual closing date and put it into a dedicated column. And then you can also see what was the expected close date versus the actual closing date. So that's a very important information. Now, what you're looking at right now is very minimized because all the information is actually in the main table. So there's a possibility to create different views to actually organize the information in a way that will help people see only the information that is relevant for them, right? Not confuse them with information they don't need to see or they don't need to know that exists. But just for you to actually see all the information, I'm switching over to a different view where I didn't hide all the information. And you can see we also have a priority. We have, of course, again, the amount of days that we've spent so far. We can also see the forecasted value. So this will increase as long as we move forward in our stage, right? And you can see that I also have the column for actual closing date, which we didn't see before. And you can also see that I also have actual information based on month, right? So I want to understand how much money did this person actually brought, right, on this specific month. So that means that whenever this is closed one, then the actual close date will be filled in automatically, but also the relevant month in which this opportunity was closed will actually collect the amount of money that is worth for this opportunity. And then when I go ahead and I have a different board in which I manage all of my reps, I will be able to see how much money did I actually brought, right, for each and every person, each and every month. So that's very important information, and this will be generated automatically, of course. And you can use the view for the pipeline where all of this is hidden and only use the dashboard to actually present that information. I will say that we also have a Kanban view among a lot of other views, that if it's more easy for you to actually use the steps or the stage to gather the information, then you can see the information based on the statuses. And since everything is live, then simply by dragging these to different stages, it will actually change the stage of this specific opportunity. Now, I do have a dashboard here as well to actually understand when we talk about our opportunities and our deals, how many did we actually win, did we lose, how many are currently in discovery or in negotiation. We can also see that we have the won deals per month and the amount of money that we have. And these markers actually specify our different reps, right? So we want to understand also how our reps was performing during this time. And of course, we can also see the forecast. So I can see that a lot of our deals were pushed to November. So November should be exciting. But as you can see, October, not that good. And August, don't let me start, doesn't look very good. But as you can see, we have all of this information right here spread out for us. And this will actually help us understand what is the forecast that we expect by the end of the Q or the end of the year, whichever way you prefer to plan it. But it not only shows the past opportunities and the past contact, it will also help you forecast the future and help you understand how to prepare better for the deals that are upcoming and needs your attention and your priority. And again, because everything is automated here, whenever an opportunity changes to clause 1, the system will automatically do multiple things. One of them is create an item in client onboarding, right? Because we need to also address the post sale, right? So the flow doesn't end when a lead converts into an opportunity, then it's closed one, that's goodbye. That doesn't end there. You have a relationship with this account. You need to maintain that relationship, and you need to make sure that you get the proper customer success, if this is relevant, that you onboard this specific client, that there's a rep owning this account, an account executive, an account leader. But basically, you need to make sure that someone actually handled this account. We don't want any people resigning, churning, etc. So whenever an opportunity is closed one, it will create an item in the client onboarding and also in the invoices and collections, right? So let's dive in. The client onboarding is very straightforward. We can see that we have a status to actually understand, is it pre-onboarding, is it finished, is it at risk, is it stuck, etc. And we also have the renewal status here. If there's something, sorry, if there's something that is at risk, then we can actually know beforehand and prevent someone from churning. We can also see the deal value and of course the connection to the opportunity and to the actual account. But what I wanted to show you is basically the invoices and collections, right? So we automatically calculate 1 year whenever a new item is created here, meaning someone just signed and they have 1 year, for example, as a contract, and then we need to make sure that we keep on renewing this on time, right? So we have an indicator here saying how many days are left to collect, right? So all the minuses are good because this is counting backwards the days that we need to go through. But I do see that one of them, one company is already late. This is marked as red, this is marked as delayed, and I can see that this was supposed to be signed by September 6th. This was the expected renewal, and it didn't happen. So this is very straightforward information to actually help me understand if someone is late, if someone is at risk, to help me actually see it very straightforward. I can also create automations to actually send out notifications from me to let me know, hey, this company should have renewed their contract by now, but they haven't, and send out the information for this specific account. And that will actually help me see all the information instead of, you know, running after people trying to get that information from the finance team. And it will actually, everything will be here for me to see and use it to make decisions based on that. And what I wanted to show you is that we have a quote and invoices part. That means that you don't need an external software application to actually create these invoices for you. We offer an out-of-the-box creation of these invoices. So as you can see, our development team really likes Marvel, I assume, because there's Spider-Man everywhere. But what I wanted you to see is that all of this information can be inserted dynamically, right? So this building information will always be your own, right? You will always be Spider-Man from USA, peterparker.com. But the billing information will be gathered from the actual item. So it will be dynamic for each and every account. So I can select which information, which field actually hosts the company name, right? Which contains the customer name, right? So I can take all of these columns and map them, right? And then I can, of course, insert the items and, of course, multiple items. But also I can make adjustment. For example, I can add a discount, or I can add VAT if this is relevant for you. And then make some notes that will appear in the invoice, add signature, etc. And of course, the system will automatically calculate the amount that the cost, of course, for the specific invoice. And you can also have a preview of how this document will actually look like. So now I didn't really map a lot of information, only the company and the date, but this will, of course, be filled in with all of your information. And then you can download it as a document, as a PDF document, and either upload it into Monday or create an email, and of course send it via email, which you can do directly from here. As I mentioned, send out a new email, attach the PDF, send it directly to the specific company, and everything will be documented here. So you don't even need to go outside to your mailbox. You can do everything directly from Monday. Now, since we don't have a lot of time, I am so sorry, Elena, that I took up all of your time. I just wanted to show you something very quickly, which is this panel of navigation that, if you remember, we saw the deal stage, right? At the beginning, it was just a new lead, right? And now we can see how it pushed forward, and now it's in negotiation and almost closing. So you can see the progress actually moving forward between different steps. Now, there's a lot of things that we didn't have the chance to cover, so I will just mention these. Of course, we talked a bit about the client onboarding and the invoices. We also have clients projects. If this is relevant in your case, you can also manage the actual projects that you're doing with these clients directly from here, and all the information will be linked, right? So the account and the opportunity, etc., will be linked. We also have, of course, the team sales and attainment. How do we actually manage our reps, right? So as I mentioned before, when we talk about reps, they have targets. They have monthly targets, they have yearly targets, and all of this can be reviewed here. So you can see how far are they in percentage. Now we can see that they're doing a very good job in the specific month, but when we talk about their yearly, they didn't reach their yearly quota just yet. So a lot of information can be viewed here, again, spread in these specific months, and we can see how much did Dana Viv brought in all of these specific months. Again, this will be calculated automatically and inserted automatically. You don't need to do anything manually here. Of course, we also have the sales onboarding, so new people joining your team. They need access to different tools, to different accounts, to different systems. You can also manage your sales rep directly from here. So whenever a new rep comes along, they will have, a dedicated process for them to start working. They don't just jump into the waters, right? You guide them, you give them the access they need, and you keep track on their progress. As well as documents for sale will actually help you understand what it is that you need from the finance team, from the legal team, from security. So a knowledge base for your reps to actually gather the information instead of chasing these people around, the finance, the legal, security, all the information they need to gather in order to actually make some progress on their opportunities will be hosted right here. Again, we also have the head count planning, which we mentioned at first. So we need to expand some of our team. We can also manage everything directly from here, make sure that we have the planned and the hired statuses. There's a lot of things I couldn't possibly cover in the minutes that I have left. but just I promised to show you the dashboard. So we have an overview as a dashboard, so we can get all the information into one place. So when we talk about account management, we can see the numbers directly from here, accounts that have churned, the accounts that are at risk, and the total renewed. We also have the expected renewals coming up, and we can see directly from here that we have someone at risk, right? So we can make sure to address this before they actually churn. We also have the sales overview, so a bit of the forecast and the actuals versus the target, again divided by different teams. So we have the enterprise, mid-market, etc. We also have, of course, understanding of where our ARR is currently stuck in, right? So I don't want to put blame on any department, but there are some cases in which the opportunity is stuck in legal or in security staff, and this is the place where we can click on stuck and understand, why do I have so much money stuck and where is it stuck on? So I can see that they are being stuck in NDA with legal, and I can reach out to legal. I can tag legal here and say, hey, now I have a lot of money on this deal. Can you push it forward, right? What's going on with this NDA? So by simply clicking on someone, I can tag them from the legal team, for example, and make sure that they get notified to put this in a rush. Same goes for, again, security. I don't want to put blame again, but this happens. Pipeline analysis. We have a lot of pipeline generated month over month. We want to make sure that we actually understand where are we currently versus the planned. And of course, we also have, again, the statuses breakdown, and of course, the expected collection each and every month, again, the hiring, etc. So that was all of my time. I do say that we have something in the chat. So just wanted to let you know, Elena or anyone address the questions in the chat, or is it something that I can follow up on?
We will, so because we ran out of time, what we will do is, let me just take over the screen. One sec. What we'll do is we'll address the questions over the email with everyone. I guess the most important part of the webinar, obviously demo is very important, but we need to do the food shot. So if you guys have any water, tea, fruit, snack, turn your cameras on. Let's do the food snack. And nice. And what we will do after is I'll tell you how you can get the double discount as well as access to the templates. So any other takers? Thomas, Peter, Adam, Yoav? Nice. Yoav, oh.
I know, sorry about it. Yeah, I need to get
You usually
something.
have something.
I know. It was hard to wait till the end of the demo.
Ah, okay. All right. Thanks everyone for that. So very quickly is to get access to the template, CRM solution, and the double discount. There will be an option in the post-webinar feedback form. Ebony, if you get a chance, please post the link in the chat. What we'll do is, beautiful, we will also send it to everyone. So there is an option to say, yes, I want the discount, no, I don't want the discount, or yes, I want the CRM solution templates, which can be installed directly into your Monday. We can help you do that as well. Alternatively, just send me an email and I can chat to you or help you with anything you need. Even if you want to have another demo, show this to your team, very easy. Obviously no Q&A, but please give us feedback. I would love to know how we went and what we can do better. And otherwise, sorry, we were around a couple of minutes late. And thanks for attending, everyone.
Thanks, Elena. Thanks, Tal. That was fantastic.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Hey.
Bye.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Have a good day. Happy Monday.